listening. I'm taking my ball and going home. Scott Mickle was infamous for ruining Sunday morning full tackle football. He was the only kid in our neighborhood with an NFL regulation pigskin. He was short, stocky, with greasy blonde hair and rosy cheeks. He looked like a grown toddler. He sat in the back of class Monday through Friday, unwanted and unnoticed. But Sunday morning, he was a hero, a champion, self-appointed star quarterback. You'd have thought he came from money. And every Sunday, it was the same thing. If we didn't play by his rules, he'd shout at the top of his lungs, "You're not listening! I'm taking my ball and going home." He just wanted to be taken seriously. You see, he sat in the back of class Monday through Friday, unwanted and unnoticed. He was fat, ugly, unpopular, and reminded of it with every ring of the bell. Every uninvited party, every snicker, every whisper, every empty lunch table, and every unanswered prayer. Every fat joke, and every botched Hail Mary and failed button hook. He is what we all are when our pride is exposed for the costume that it is. Scott, you are a poem. 20 years later, you are a poem. I listened to the sound of your mirror crackling, watched you claw for higher ground when the clouds opened up to flood your heart till you couldn't breathe, watched you drown at the bottom of a bottle during fourth period. Scott, we thought it was funny then. And I want to tell you now that I felt like that too. Bottomless and alone. And I wish I could have told you then that you weren't. That you couldn't have been in better company if Christ had gotten down and offered you space on his crucifix. And sometimes when people aren't listening to me, I feel like shouting at the top of my lungs, "You're not listening! I'm taking my ball and going home!" Sometimes I feel like people only listen when I'm being destructive, so I speak with a poison in my tongue and choke on my own cries for help. When you're alone, your intestines feel like a wet sailor's boat. Scott, they don't understand people like us. Why small things mean so much. So I write. I turn our playgrounds into coliseums. Down 6 points with 4th inches. I give purple hearts for skinned knees and broken spirits. And raise monuments for those of us that were ignored. I make this mic my fucking football. And the stage is an empty field, vacant of what defines youth. And I put storm clouds and number 2 pencils, disguise my scars as poems. I take the weight out of your chest and put it on my shoulders. And then I take all of my fears and put them on blank pieces of paper for you, Scott. Because you just wanted to be heard. And I just want people to listen. And if they don't, well then fuck it. I'll just take my ball and go home.